All right, so let's review for this quiz. This quiz is going to be, when do we say?
Tuesday.
It's going to be Tuesday. So let me write that down. All right, so it's going to be Tuesday. And it's, what is it, February? Was it the 18th, I think, is Tuesday? Is that right? Pretty sure. Okay. All right, so there you go. Your quiz is on Tuesday, February 18th. So you cannot come in and say, I didn't know we're having a quiz. I will point you to the YouTube video and show you that we're having a quiz on Tuesday, February 18th, 2025. All right. I don't know. So let's do this. Number one and two are kind of the same, but I'll show you the difference between them. So let's just do number one right now. Number one. I'll give you a triangle. So let's just draw a triangle. All right, there's a triangle. And we got some sides on here. The numbers will be different on the quiz, but the problems will look almost identical, except the numbers will just be different. All right, so let's say that's 8. Let's say that's 14. And let's say this is 20. Everybody good? All right. We'll call it triangle ABC. A, B, C. So what do you think I'm going to ask you? Do you remember doing this stuff? This is on the quiz. I'm reviewing what's going to be on the quiz. So we've done it before. Right. I'm reviewing. Okay, this is not new. All right, we've already done this stuff. All right, we'll see. All right, so let's take a look. What do you think they're going to ask? I haven't even asked you the question yet. Yeah, put it in order, right, from the smallest angle up to the largest angle, okay? Now make sure you read the instructions, because maybe I'll switch it around and ask you from the largest to the smallest. Make sure you read the problem carefully. I'll tell you right now, this one says smallest to largest, okay? So, what's the smallest angle? Well, where do we look? I look at the 8, don't I? Okay, now that's not an angle, but where do I look? I look at this angle what? Opposite the side. So that's the smallest side. What's the smallest angle? Angle C. So don't just put a C, put a what in front of it?
Angle.
An angle. It's an angle. It's not an L. It's an angle symbol. Angle C. All right? What's the next biggest side? The 14. So look opposite that. It's what? It's angle A. So angle A is the medium angle. And then the largest angle would be opposite the largest side. So if this is 20, angle B is opposite the 20, so angle B would be the largest angle. So that, now I don't know what the degrees of the angle, there's no way I can really find that. Well, there is, but your math, the math is a lot harder than what you guys are ready for just yet. But there is a way. Did you know that? That you could find all three of those angles, what the exact measurement of those angles are. There is a way in math to do that if you know those three sides. All right? No, it's a lot harder. It's very difficult. But it's something that we learn in probably Algebra 2. All right? So Algebra 2, Pre-Calc, you'll learn how to do that. But right now, don't even worry about it. All we care about is what? Which one's the smallest one, which one's the medium one, and which one's the largest one. That's all we care about. And that's how we can do it. We can do that very, very easily. Okay? Number 2 is pretty much the same kind of problem, except they don't give you the picture. They're not giving you a picture. All right? They are so rude. All right? So this is number 2. All right? So what they're going to do is they're going to tell you triangle, we'll call it XYZ just to make it different. And they're going to tell you some stuff about that triangle. So what I'm going to do, before you do anything else, I'm just going to draw a triangle. And again, it doesn't have to be to scale, right? Like the sides don't have to look like the lengths of the sides that they tell you. It doesn't make any difference. We're going to call this XYZ. So it doesn't matter how you do it. We'll call that X, call that Y, call that Z. Now, guess what they're going to do? Instead of writing it on a picture, they're going to tell you what they are. So they're going to tell you xy equals whatever number. So let's just pick a number, 14. Then you're going to tell you yz is equal to a number. Let's tell you it's 21. And they'll tell you what's the other side. So I did xy already. I did yz. What's my next side? Xz. So xz is, I don't know, let's say it's 30. Okay? This is what they tell you right here. They don't draw the picture for you. You have to draw your own picture. Okay? You don't really have to. It just makes it a little easier. All right? And it's not hard to draw that picture, is it? Just draw a triangle. It says triangle XYZ, so you put an X, a Y, and a Z on there. So now let's fill in what they told us. They told us XY is 14. So where am I going to put 14? Right, well, right there with XY. Okay? YZ is 21. So here's line segment YZ. That's 21, so I put a 21 right there. And then what's the third side going to be? 30.
So we don't put a triangle. That take like not showing how we...
Well, it's just going to help you get the answer. Okay? No, I probably wouldn't. Okay, but I'm telling you right now, it's a lot easier if you draw the triangle so that you get an idea. Hate getting stopped in the middle of a lesson. Go to the bathroom all the time. There you go. All right. So they're asking the same exact thing as they asked in number 1. They're saying put the angles in order from the smallest to the largest. So now we drew the picture. So now it's just like angle or number 1, isn't it? All right, just like it. So what's going to go first? What's the smallest angle? Z. So put angle Z, put a comma. What's the next one? 21 is next, right, in order, right? So what's opposite that? X. So put angle X. And then what's the other one? Angle Y. It's the only one left, so it's pretty easy. And that's your answer right there. Okay? This is helpful to draw the picture. All right? Really is. So that's the way I would do it. You don't have to have the picture there to be able to do this, but it's helpful. All right? In fact, watch. If this is XY, what's the one that's missing from X and Y? You got XYZ, right? Which is the one missing? Z. So Z is the smaller one. This is the medium. What's missing from that one? The X. So that's X. What's missing from this one? The Y. So Y would go here. So you could do it that way if you wanted to. All right? But this will kind of guarantee that you're doing it the right way. All right. Enough of that. 3 and 4. Actually, I'm only going to do one of these because it's the same thing. What do you think? Without even knowing what the next problem is, what do you think they're going to do? That's right. They're going to give you the angles, and they're going to ask you to find the side lengths in order, right, from smallest to largest. Make sense? Yeah. So even before me telling you, you guys, some of you guys anyway, could figure out what I was going to ask. So let's do a triangle again. This time, they draw a picture for you on this one, so they will draw this. Okay, so they're going to give you that picture. And then they're going to give you some angles. All right, let's say that's 50 degrees. Let's say this is 100 degrees. If that's 100 and that's 50, what's this one down here got to be? It's got to be 30, okay? And let's call this ABC again. And this time they're going to ask you to put the what in order. You already got the angles, so they're not going to ask for that. The sides, they're going to put the sides in order. So let's go in order. Let's go smallest to largest again. All right, so what's the smallest side? AB, that's right, because it's opposite the smallest angle. So if this is 30, then this side is going to be the smallest side. So AB is the smallest side. What's the next one going to be? Well, 50 is next, right? So BC is opposite. So BC. And then what's the biggest one? AC, because it's opposite the 100, and that's AC. It's as easy as that. You got it? All right. I'm not going to do number 4. Yeah, we're running, we still got 15 minutes, but I'm not going to do number 4. Well, what do you think number 4 is going to be? Same kind of problem, except they're not going to give you the triangle. Okay, they're going to write it out like this. Okay, but this time they're going to tell you the angles, right? And you got to draw the picture. That's what I would do. Okay, just draw any old triangle and put those angles in there that they tell you, and you can find the sides from the smallest to the largest. And all of these do ask from the shortest to the longest or smallest to largest. So that's numbers 3 and 4. Okay, 5 and 6. I think we had good, not luck, but good success with these problems. So if I tell you one side is 4, one side is, 11, and this is numbers 5 and 6, correct? And yeah, let's do that. So these numbers right here represent the 3 sides of it. Well, they represent 3 lengths, okay? Can you make a triangle? The problem says, state if the 3 numbers can be the measures of the sides of a triangle. Can you make a triangle with sides 4, 11, and 20? Why not? That's right. 4 plus 11, in order to make a triangle, has to be what? Greater than 20. Is 4 plus 11 greater than 20? No, because that's 15. 15 is not bigger than 20. So can I make a triangle out of these 3 lengths? No. So what do I write? I write no. Okay, not a triangle. That's fine. No is fine. We go with that? So that was number 5. And number 6 is basically the same thing, but I just give you different numbers. We got it? All right. How do I know when would I put a yes? When what? When these 2 are bigger than the 3rd side. Okay? And all you got to do is take the 2 smaller ones. Take the 2 smaller ones, add them up. If it's bigger than the 3rd side, then yeah, it's a triangle. Okay? So for instance, what if I said that this was 17? Could I have a triangle with 4, 11, and 17? Nope, still can't, can I? 4, 11, 17. Oh, what's my only one would be what? Yeah, I could go 14. Okay. Could I have a triangle with that? Yeah, 4 and 11 is what? 15. Is 15 bigger than 14? Yeah, I could have a triangle with those sides. All right? You guys are dropping like flies. You guys were all excited about reviewing for this. Now you guys are dropping off. All right. Now here's one we just talked about for the homework. For those watching on YouTube, I did not record when we went over the homework. I never do that. But this is something that's kind of new, right? We just talked about it today in class. Okay, with those, what, number 22 to 25? Is that what the ones? Yep, from section 5.5. So I'm going to give you, this is number 7 and 8. All right. I'm only going to do one of these, but there's going to be 2 on the quiz. I'm going to give you 2 numbers. Let's say 6. No, let's not use 6. We used 6 already, didn't we? I don't know. Give me a number. Give me a good number. 5 and, 17. All right? Just pick 2 random numbers. What do you think I'm going to ask about this? These are 2 sides of a triangle. What I want to do is I want to find the range of possibilities that 3rd side could be. All right? Remember the range? That's the key. When you see the word range of possible lengths, all right? If you see that word range, that means to find that 3rd side. So one side is 5, the other is 17. What does the other one have to be between? Well, how do we do this? What was the math that we did? Yep, I went 17 minus 5, which is 12. And then I went what? 17 plus 5, which is, what's that? 22. Good. Do I just circle those and that's my answer? No. What this means is we're going to use X. You can use any letter, but I'm going to use X. X has to be between. X represents that 3rd side of the triangle, okay? So X has to be between what and what? 12 and 22. It can't be smaller. It can't even be equal to, okay? So how do I write this? Put a less than and a less than. Put the smaller number here. Put the bigger number here. And that's your answer. That right there is the only acceptable answer I'm going to take. All right? Don't write this and circle it. If you write this and circle it, guess what? I'm going to mark it wrong. But if you write this, guess what? Put a check mark. Don't you like seeing check marks on your quizzes and tests? I like putting them on there. I do. I love just check, 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 check. I like doing that, okay? And that means that you're understanding it. You're getting problems right. And I like that. I take no joy in putting X's and marking problems wrong, okay? That hurts my heart. I just don't like it, all right? Because it shows that, I don't know, that you didn't understand it. Maybe I didn't explain it very well. Maybe you just didn't study it. Maybe you weren't paying attention. I don't know. It could be all kinds of reasons, all right? But I don't like putting X's. I want to put check marks. So get a lot of check marks. Okay, one more. I think we did this yesterday in class. We did one very similar to it. I don't know if they're the same numbers. So let's just go back to this. Did we do one that looks like this yesterday? Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, right at the end of class, I think. All right, let's put some numbers in here. Now, they do draw the picture for you, but you got to put the numbers in. They tell you what numbers to put on what sides. So I'm going to call this A, B, C, D. And they're going to tell you this. They're going to say, if AB is equal to, I don't know, 4, and BC is equal to 4, and they tell you that AD is equal to 9, and DC is equal to 6, let's say. The numbers will be different on the quiz, all right, but it's the same idea, all right? So what you want to do is you want to compare. The problem says to compare these two angles. What does that mean when I say to compare the two angles? What do you think they're looking for? Tell me this angle is what? Greater than this angle, or this angle is less than this angle, or possibly this angle is equal to this angle, all right? But this whole lesson is about inequalities, so you're not going to have any equals on here, okay? I'll just tell you right now. So you're going to compare these two angles, CBD, and ABD. ABD. All right, you're going to compare, put a little blank right there. So what are we going to put in that? Either less than or greater than, correct? So what do? Come over here, and we write down the stuff that they tell us. They tell us AB was 4, so I put a 4 right there. They tell you BC is 4, put a 4 right there. AD is 9, so I put a 9 for AD. And DC is 6. There's DC. I put a 6 right there. And what are they asking you to do? They're asking you to compare angle CBD. We got to find where CBD is, though. Where is CBD? CBD. That's this one up here at the top right. Everybody see that? All right. And then you want to compare to ABD. There's ABD. So that's this one up at the top left. I did them in different colors. One's yellow, one's blue. All right. So what I want to do is compare CBD, which is the yellow one, and I want to compare it to ABD, which is the blue one. So is the yellow one bigger than the blue one? Is it smaller than the blue one? Is it equal to the blue one? What is it? How do you know? That's right. You got it. You look across from it, right? Look across from this. That's across from 6, or opposite 6. And this is opposite 9. So which one's the smaller one? The yellow one, right? So CBD is the smaller one. So CBD is what compared to ABD? It's less than. That's all there is to it. Okay? You put them in here, and then you just look. What is that angle opposite? If it's opposite the smaller one, the angle's smaller. If it's opposite the bigger one, that angle's bigger. Make sense? All right. So that was numbers 9 and 10. All right. Now, number 10, they give you some angles, and they're going to ask you to compare the lengths of a side. But we did that when we taught the lesson. There we go. Make sense? Yeah, I think so. Anybody sleeping over there? No, that's good enough. All right. Everybody good? All right. When's the quiz? Tuesday. All right. And I went over pretty much everything that's going to be on the quiz. Skipped a couple of them, but we did at least one that's like every single problem. A couple of them are doubled up, but the quiz is Tuesday when you come back from our, why are we getting off? President's weekend? Is that what it is? President's Day? Okay. Everybody good? Okay.